Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within public companies' filings. And today we're diving deep into a report that might just hold the key to a major pharma acquisition. Today we're looking at Avadel Pharmaceuticals PLC and what they've been up to leading up to a significant deal. This is not just another filing. This is a peek behind the curtain of a big corporate event. If you like getting straight to the point on company news, make sure you subscribe. And hey, if you want to chat more about these filings and connect with other fans of corporate analysis, we have a Discord community waiting for you, link in the description below. So what is this report all about? It's a Form 8K, which basically means it's a report on a specific event that could be important to investors. Avadel Pharmaceuticals PLC, an Irish company, has filed this report to let everyone know about important shareholder meetings and their outcomes regarding a previously announced acquisition. This is Avadel Pharmaceuticals PLC. They are a company that operates in the pharmaceutical space. Think of them as a company focused on developing and selling medicines. The date that is really important here is the 12th of January 2026. This is when the key events discussed in this report actually happened. The main story here centers around a big deal. Avadel was being acquired by another company called Alkermes PLC. This acquisition, called a scheme of arrangement, needed approval from Avadel's shareholders. Think of it like a big decision that the owners of a company need to agree on before a sale can go through. To get this approval, Avadel held special shareholder meetings. The first was called the Scheme Meeting. It was overseen by the Irish High Court. So not only did the shareholders have to vote, but the court was also involved, adding a layer of official oversight. And how did that vote go? Overwhelmingly in favour. We see a massive number of votes for approving the acquisition with much smaller numbers against or abstaining. This tells us that Avadel's shareholders were largely on board with selling the company. Looking at the number of shareholders, it is also a huge win. 95.24% of the shareholders who voted were in favour. That is a very strong signal that the owners overwhelmingly supported this deal. Then there was the second meeting, the Extraordinary General Meeting, or EGM. This is another type of meeting where shareholders vote on important company matters. At the EGM, the first proposal was essentially to give the final green light to the acquisition agreement, and to empower the company's directors to do whatever is needed to make the deal happen. Again, the results were very positive. A huge majority of shareholders voted in favour of this proposal. This reinforces the idea that the acquisition was well received by the company's owners. Proposal 2 was a bit more technical. It was about making changes to the company's official rules called Articles of Association. This was to ensure that any new shares issued after a certain point would either be part of the acquisition deal or automatically bought by the acquiring company, Alkermes. This is a common step in acquisitions to prevent any last-minute changes that could complicate the deal. And once again, shareholders voted in favour of this. This shows they understood the need to tidy up any loose ends to make the acquisition smooth. The third proposal at the EGM was about executive compensation. It was a non-binding vote, meaning shareholders were giving their opinion, not making a final decision. This proposal was about approving payments or benefits for Avadel's top executives tied to the acquisition. It's common for companies to include such provisions to ensure leadership remains motivated during and after such a significant event. Even though it was advisory, the shareholders still voted in favour of these arrangements. While a larger number voted against this compared to the other proposals, the majority clearly supported it. This suggests shareholders are okay with the executive rewards as part of the overall deal. Beyond the shareholder votes, the report also mentions that Avadel issued a press release on the 12th of January 2026 announcing these voting results. This is how companies officially communicate important news like this to the public and the market. We are told that this press release is included as an exhibit. Think of exhibits as supporting documents for the main report, providing more detail on specific items. Now, like many corporate filings, there is a standard cautionary statement about forward-looking statements. This is a legal protection. Companies say things like, "We expect this to happen," or "We anticipate that." This statement basically says these are their current beliefs and plans, but actual results could be different due to various risks and uncertainties. They are warning investors not to rely solely on these future predictions. This part shows that the directors of Avadel are taking responsibility for the information in this report. They are stating that to the best of their knowledge, the information is accurate and doesn't leave out anything crucial that could change how people view the situation. This section talks about specific rules from Ireland's takeover panel. It's about how people who own a certain percentage of a company's shares, or who are involved in buying them, need to disclose their activities. It's all about transparency during a takeover. If you are involved in buying or selling shares of Avadel as part of this deal, there are rules you need to follow and report. This just confirms that the report will be available on Avadel's investor relations website. Companies make their filings public for everyone to see. There is also a note about how this report might be affected by laws in other countries. If you are outside of Ireland or the US, you need to be aware of local restrictions. This is important for international investors. This is another standard legal clause. They explicitly state that nothing in this report should be taken as a profit forecast or an assessment of the company's asset value. They are being very careful about what claims they make about future financial performance. Finally, we have the signatures. This is where the authorized people at Avadel officially sign off confirming the report's contents. Gerard G. Sura, who is the General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, signed this report, attesting to its accuracy on behalf of the company. So, what is the big picture here? Avadel Pharmaceuticals plc is essentially announcing that their shareholders have overwhelmingly approved a deal to be acquired by Alkermes plc. The votes were strong across all proposals, especially the core ones related to the acquisition itself. This filing serves as formal confirmation that the shareholders are behind the deal, paving the way for Alkermes to move forward. While there were no detailed financial tables in this particular 8K that we usually dig into for 10Q or 10K reports, this filing fundamentally signals the closing stages of a major corporate transaction. The focus here is less on quarter-over-quarter financial performance and more on the procedural and shareholder approval aspects of a significant acquisition. Looking at this filing, Avadel seems to be successfully navigating the process of being acquired. The strong shareholder support is a key indicator of confidence in the deal, or at least in the leadership that negotiated it. The risks they mention upfront are standard for any acquisition, mainly related to the successful completion of the deal and integration of the businesses. The real test for investors will likely come from Alkermes' future performance after the acquisition is complete. For Avadel, assuming the deal closes, their independent journey as a public company effectively ends here, with their future tied to Alkermes. Alright, that is our breakdown of Avadel Pharmaceuticals, PLC's latest filing. What is your take on these shareholder votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.